I hope that these kind of events are going to be a wake-up call for many governments, and I hope that also in democratic countries these kind of events will have an impact on voting behavior, and in democratic countries it's up to the governments.
Let's bring in Durwood Zaelke in Washington. He's the founder and president of the Institute for Governance and Sustainable Development. Good to speak to you on the program. Now, we heard in that story from the head of the UN Weather Agency, who said he hopes this extreme weather will be a wake-up call for governments. Do you think that will be the case?
I've always thought that when the yogurt finally hits the fan, when the world gets so hot that the impacts are in the face of the leaders, they will wake up and they will take more aggressive action. This is perhaps that turning point, because these heat waves are not just in Europe, but they've been roaming around the world, in the US, in Russia, in the Arctic, in China, in India, now in Europe. They're not going to stop. They're going to get worse. The impacts will get stronger. More people will get sick from the heat. More people will die. And in a very unfortunate development, people actually are getting dumber because of the heat waves. You can't sleep. Your mental capacity goes down. This is another very dangerous impact. So I do hope that this is that final moment when leaders wake up and say, we will take aggressive action, even though we may not want to cooperate on other things in the world. We know that this is about the survival of civilization.
You say more people will get sick, more people will die. That's already happening. We're literally seeing and feeling the impact of the climate crisis. What are some of your solutions to this?
Well, there are a couple of things we need to do, and the first is that we need to cut the super climate pollutants. These are short-lived pollutants. When you take them out of the atmosphere, you get almost immediate response in cooling. These include methane. That's the single biggest and fastest way to slow warming in the near term. And that's natural gas. Methane is the primary part of natural gas. It's HFCs, or hydrofluorocarbon refrigerants, that we use in our air conditioners. And so we have to be very careful about accelerating those, because they are a super climate pollutant, and we do need more air conditioning to keep people safe. It includes black carbon soot, and that comes from dirty diesels that you see with an old bus, an old truck, and from burning coal. And it includes ground level smog, tropospheric ozone. So if you cut those super climate pollutants, you get very fast response in cooling. Now, we also have to cut the carbon dioxide from our use of fossil fuels. That's absolutely essential, but it doesn't slow warming in the near term. In fact, it doesn't really kick in until about 2050, when you start getting a modest amount of cooling from decarbonization. So you need a double-barreled strategy. Cut the super climate pollutants. That's like the sprint we have to win in the next decade, while we run the marathon to 2050 and decarbonize.
And hopefully this will be the wake-up call that countries and global leaders need. Durwood Zaelke, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate your insight.